part of Oration Speakers, Influencers and Thought Leaders series, today I would like to introduce you to Mr. Gopal RajGuru. Gopal is an expert keynote speaker on sales, leadership and negotiation, and he is the Managing Director of Innovate Grow. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes, thank you, Rachel. It's a real pleasure to be with you. And just a little bit of my background. As you can probably guess from the name Gopal RajGuru, it started out in India, and as did I. And at the age of about, let's say 8 years old, my family moved to Seattle in the US. So I actually grew up in the US, which is where the accent comes from. Okay. And then about 32 or 33 years ago, back in 1988, my family and I moved to Europe to run the international operations of an American software corporation based in Seattle that was not Microsoft. So it was a smaller company, and I ran that company for basically 8 years. And then in 1995, moved from the Netherlands, where we were based at the time, to Switzerland, where we've been ever since. So from 1997, now for about 23, almost 24 years, we've lived here in Switzerland. And when I came to Switzerland, we changed businesses. And this is when I moved into more of the consulting business. And as a consultant, my focus has been what I've done and my passion all through life, which is selling. Selling and leadership have been my two key focus areas, and the company that we formed called Innovate and Grow actually brings in the third passion, which is innovation. So we work with clients today, and we have a virtual team of people based around Europe, some in Asia, some in America, and we work together to help our clients actually create customer co-innovation programs. We feel that innovation is not something just internal, but it's something that actually happens in collaboration with customers. So we try to bring those together in a meaningful and constructive way to identify the needs that people have, the customers have, and then harness the organization's ability to meet those needs by innovating their salespeople. All of my colleagues in our virtual network, they are all salespeople. So every single day, we actually implement the things that we teach. So these are not abstract things. These are not ideas that we just read off of slides. They are things we actually do. And so one of the things that we have based our company on is the well-known phrase USP, or unique selling proposition. Okay. We use it slightly differently, however. The way we use it is we use the three letters to stand for usability, sustainability, and pragmatism. That's our USP. So we create programs that are usable by the people for whom they are targeted. So we make sales programs for salespeople. We make leadership programs for leadership people, because we do the same things. They have to do the same things. And we understand that, the enemy of real implementation is complexity. So we try to keep things simple. And that's where the S comes in, sustainability. If a program and if the information that we provide to our clients is simple enough that they will actually internalize it and use it, that increases sustainability dramatically. And it's in the actual utilization that the benefits of our programs are actually realized. The program is just the program. It's entertaining, it's educational, that's great. Yeah. But if they don't walk away from that and actually use the program concepts and tools that we've given them, the program isn't sustainable. And that's where the third element comes in, which is pragmatism. So our programs are designed to be actually used. Our tools are designed with a customer in mind. These
turbulent times we're finding ourselves in, what kind of guidelines or what kind of pointers would you have for salespeople?
Certainly. I mean, I'd say, try not to forget that personal relationships are still personal relationships. The means by which you deliver your care and understanding of a customer's needs, even though the physical presence has changed, their needs don't change. I mean, they are also in a turbulent situation as you are. And if you can project and bring to them a sense of calm and organization, as well as a genuine sense of caring about their situation and about them as people, I don't think that's different in any situation, be it whether it doesn't mean that the words that you use, the messages that you write, all of those things continue being the same. You have to still demonstrate the care that you have for the people with whom you do business. So that to me is still absolutely critical. And that's the one message I'd like to bring across. It's what we've tried to do. We've used the telephone and virtual meetings much more, but the content of those meetings, I would say, is actually the same as what we've been doing when we were sitting face to face.
Sure.
So I think the less you change, the more it actually works, in my opinion. So that's the tip I'd give is continue being you, continue
Yeah.
caring for your clients, continue providing them the value that they seek from you as their business partner. And if you do that, I think you'll be rewarded for it.
So you also, as you mentioned, Gopal, you also focus on leadership. So why
Yes.
is this so critical at the moment? I know, obviously. And why should somebody engage you to talk about it?
Well, I think there are a couple of reasons. I do truly agree with you that there's never been a more important time for leaders to actually demonstrate their presence in people's lives. I mean, when you're separated by physical distance, I think it actually creates more of a need for communication. And many leaders, I think, don't have the courage to communicate during times of difficulty. They'll run and hide. And while you can't teach courage, what we try to do is to teach the tools. And the way in which we approach leadership, I think, is a little bit different than many of the books and other things that are out there, the programs that are out there. Many of those do a really good job of telling people what you should do. For example, if I were to tell you, Rachel, you should provide feedback to your team. I mean, intellectually, there's no way you can disagree with me. I mean, that you would say, yes, absolutely, I totally agree with you. How do you do it? No idea. No idea. And so what we decided to do, and this is true for our sales programs, it's true for our leadership programs, and it's true for our negotiation programs, we believe that the what you have to do is actually quite clear. And yes, we do restate it. But in terms of what we do in our speeches, in our workshops, in our coaching, our mentoring, and all of that, is focus on the how. How do I do it? So yes, we agree you should provide feedback. How do you provide that feedback? So what we try to do, and this is something I do even in a 2-hour speech, I just did one a couple of weeks ago. I guess now it's a couple of months ago, for a leadership team that was launching a rejuvenation of their company. They just launched a reorganization, and they wanted to get their leaders really on board. So we did a kickoff followed by a workshop, and the kickoff was for everyone. And then the workshop was for the leadership team first. And in that program, what I tried to do was to impart on the entire organization a sense of what it actually means, not only to be a leader, but to be a follower. Because a leader is not a leader without a follower. So we have to educate the followers as well. And so this is where we try to address messages that are appropriate for every part of an organization, not just, them or them or them or them. As you said, it's a people business.
Yeah.
Companies are a people business. That is the principal asset in any company, are the skills and know-how and the contribution that their people make. And we try to focus on helping them to do that more effectively.
And about which topics are you most passionate about?
Well, I think, as you've seen, talking is not a problem for me. I can pretty much. Once I start, it usually takes 2 armed men and a dog to stop me. But that's never really been so much of an issue. But the topics about which I'm passionate are the things that affect my life and in which I'm involved. I mean, about sales, because that's one of the things that is truly a great passion for me. And the second one is leadership, both of which I've had deep personal experience with, both the good and the bad. I mean, both from the point of view of actually having to lead organizations and having to make all the mistakes that I had to learn from, but also from experiencing leaders, both good and bad, and seeing what they did in order to be effective. But the third topic, I think, that we built up over the last couple of years, it's negotiation. And the reason that I like to talk about negotiation so much is, I hate to be presumptuous in saying this, but I think it's true that many books on negotiation, programs on negotiation, they sort of go about it all wrong, because they talk about the tactics and the this and the that and how the dirty tricks you can use. And I just don't believe that works. I believe that companies don't negotiate with companies. People negotiate with people. And in understanding the role that people play and actually taking the time to understand the other party, what do they want? Why do they want it? What happens if they get it? What happens if they don't get it? What happens if I don't get what I want? Do I even know what I want? So it's using all of these things, this people-centric approach to negotiation that I love to talk about, getting people to understand that a deal is made when you and I agree. Now, what leads you and I to agree is going to be different in different situations. And to me, the end point of a negotiation is not the deal. Many people believe that, I reach across the table, I shake your hand, and we're done there. I don't believe that 1 second. Because to me, the deal really happens is not here, but it's actually after the deal has been signed. When both parties actually go away thinking, wow, I mean, look at what we got. I can't wait to get started with this. This is absolutely fantastic. So that's the part to which I want to get to, is understanding the holistic approach, the people-centric approach to negotiation. And that's what we try to bring across in our speeches, in our workshops, again, coaching and mentoring, all the things we do. We try to change the perspective a little bit. Sales is a people business, leadership is a people business, and negotiation is absolutely a people business.
Brilliant. I just wanted to take the time to thank you very much for speaking with me today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I
It's been a pleasure.
look forward to working with you in the future.
Indeed. Thank you very much. And look, best of luck to you as well, because both our businesses are affected by the current situation. And, I'd like to encourage everyone to again, remember that your customers are still your customers. Your employees are still your employees. So don't hold yourself up and believe that somehow just waiting a few months, everything will get better.
Yeah.
Make it better now.
Exactly.
Make it better now. Engage, get in there and do all the things that you need to do. Encourage your people, show the courage, show the calm, show the direction, express your vision. Do the things that are important to continue engaging your people today as well.